What's up, YouTube? Today, showing off a new addiction of mine. This is Midjourney. So this is AI image generation, which I've seen a whole bunch of this popping up on YouTube, maybe because I've been watching videos on it a tiny bit, which makes the algorithm show me more of it. But you can get some really cool images created from this. It does end up becoming super addictive, and it takes a lot more time than you would expect. At first, things just run pretty quick, and you're going through it quick, and you're seeing some kind of cool things, and you're seeing other people create really cool things. But it takes a long time to actually get something that looks decent out of the app. It seems. I don't know. I really enjoy using it. I'm doing the paid, the upper tier paid $30 a month. After spending like a day just going through checking out all the free stuff. So yeah, the way that it works, you go to midjourney.com, forget all the other stuff. It comes to this matrix looking screen that's way too busy. You do join the beta. You join with Discord, accept the invite. We don't need to do that. We can just do it in the browser. But you don't have to do it in the browser. Bam. In the Discord, you'll see all the stuff. I don't know. I'm not great with Discord. The main thing is, before you purchase it, if you're just doing it for free, you get 25 free uses, and you can use those to generate images in any of these newbie rooms. So the way that this all works... So these are all ones that people created. So they just did 8-bit sheep, and they got these 4 images. And then once it generates 4 images, so you type in a prompt, it generates 4 images for you, and you can choose to upscale this first one. The second one is U2. The third one is U3. The fourth one is U4. So you can upscale any of them to make them a full-size image. Or you can do variations, which will generate 4 new ones based off of this image plus the text that you supply it, or you supplied it. And that's basically all that you do, and you keep refining your images. So if you liked, out of this Leonardo, interesting spelling there, Da Vinci, moon, sun, stars, fire, water, air, plants, light. This is telling it the aspect ratio, 16:9, and HD. HD will show more details, kind of, and should be more of a zoomed out view, kind of. But yeah, so then you could pick one of these. They picked all 4 of these. So if we scroll down, we should eventually see those 4. Yeah, here they are. So that's one of them blown up. That's another one blown up. And it gives them to you pretty good resolution for free stuff. And you can do even higher resolution. But anybody can come through and hit these too, not just the person who did it. So I can say, I like this one. I can hit make variations, and it'll make my own versions of this. In the free channel, it kind of sucks that you just have to scroll through these to find yours. And it takes a little bit of time. Is this the one that I just did? I don't even know how to see my name. I don't come over to these free channels too much now. Oh no, mine's right here. Waiting to start. Cool. Trying to remember, they didn't make variations. They made variations on a different one. But yeah, that's like the general idea of all of this. You do last dog on moon eating his last Big Mac. So some things are going to be hard to actually get to like show it. I do see the Big Mac there. I do see the Big Mac here. They're doing a pretty good job. But you could give different weights to different terms if you wanted a better chance at getting good results. Collaboration Nike and Picasso shoes. Decent. Dubstep horror. Sometimes just not giving it too many parameters is the best way to go. This thing seems to be really good with like Lovecraftian horror type things. I like this one. I like all four of these actually. The Nike plus Picasso again. So yeah, I basically spent a whole day just hanging out, checking out what other people are doing, how their commands work. So you can tell some people have way more advanced commands than others. Quality 5, quality 2, those two are redundant, so that doesn't make much sense. The S means stylize. 1250 is default, so that didn't need to be specified. So these are kind of questionable commands, but mine aren't great, so who knows? And they got something kind of cool out of it. Who knows how many refinements that is down a chain. But since it's newbie channel, it has to be like under 25 refinements, basically. I'm trying to find where mine went. Mine is still being generated. It's at 48%. When you're doing it as a new person, you get to do things fast. I'm doing mine relaxed, so mine is low priority. If you do /info, it'll tell you how many things you've made. I've made a ton of images, like 20 hours worth. Just while I'm doing other things, I'll just constantly hit one of the 4 options or whatever while I'm watching a TV show or watching something on YouTube or whatever. Using this way too much. So I can jump to this one to actually find it. We're at 85%. Someday it will finish, 92. But I do have fast time available, which I haven't used at all. I have 15 hours of it, which would create like 1,000 images. So I could start using the fast time, but I don't see a big reason, and you have to use fast time to do upscale to max. Like it won't let me click it while I'm in relaxed. So in theory, someday I might want to upscale things to max. So yeah, these are the 4 variations that gave. And then if I wanted to, I think out of these, this one or this, probably this third one looks best. So I could upscale 3, but I don't think it looks that cool. It's just of the 4, if I wanted to refine it to get an image that I think looks better and better, I would start refining this one. The other way to do it is you have to get this image, which you could do that by emailing it to yourself, which you can do by going to reactions, do the email, it'll email it to you. Then come here, go to Open Original, copy image address, close that, come back over here. So now, if I did imagine, which is the command you do to start any of these, paste in that image address, put this all back in there. Why would I do that? That was if I wanted to change the command. So I could have based my next one off of this image and changed the text. Instead, I didn't change the text, which is a bit of a mistake. But whatever. I have no idea what the 1,000 Club is. I haven't actually checked out this Discord server since I joined, or since I subscribed to the paid version. Maybe I should have. But my favorite places here are favorites is pretty awesome. You can just scroll through here and it's constantly generating new, people are constantly generating new images that get added to favorites that look pretty cool, in my opinion. So for inspiration and just for kind of copyright-free images, you're free to use these to modify them. So you could use that as your starting place. to generate new images. And you can see what commands they did, kind of. So like that one's kind of cool. But all different kind of stuff. Like I can easily spend forever just browsing the channels here. Characters is one that I like. Again, they're really good with like Lovecraftian horror. This doesn't have Lovecraft in there at all, but volumetric lighting seems to be popular. Unreal Engine renderer, or there's like Optane renderer. Those are both popular. Faces, these ones turned out pretty good, but it does some wonky things with noses, and a lot of times, like one of the eyes will be screwed up. They made this super symmetrical. I wonder if, yeah, symmetrical is one of their terms. Like usually it doesn't end up that symmetrical. I kind of prefer, most of the time, trying to do more abstract painting styles, just because when it gets things slightly off, it's not as big of a deal. Because these aren't the newbie channels, these will be slightly more refined. In general, these ones will look better, at least I would say. Interesting that none of these four have been selected yet for this one. So this one, they did do a light rescale, which just means remove some of the details, kind of. So cool stuff. I like browsing through these way too much. Then the next thing you can do is you can just create your own server. My own logo. I was trying to get it to modify my logo. It's not good at doing that. It does create logos for you, which is cool, but it's not very good. No matter how much, so IW is image weight. No matter how much weight I give to my original image, it does not want to create that same logo again. The closest I got, I would say, is this circle, but that's fine. I don't need it to do that. It created this logo for me. It created my profile picture. Wow, can I zoom in on my little Cthulhu guy? I was trying to do like simple corgi art. I don't have a corgi, but my mom does. So it can just create, like, you can sit here and end up clicking through this, and you're doing something else and you just keep clicking through these once every like 2 minutes for like forever. And I just create different channels so that it's easy to organize. I'm currently playing Noida. I just did a run for it. So I'm like, what if I try and create a thumbnail for that? So let's scroll up to where I started trying to do the Noida thing, which was way too long ago. So this was it. Just typing the word Noida, the term, we get this, which is kind of cool. I like that. Apparently Noida means witch, I think. I'm not sure. Translates to something like that. So then I try Noida witch wizard spells: epic cave, fire, electricity, explosions, water, plasma, fumes, smoke, colorful, hyper-realistic, dramatic lighting, cinematic color tone, bokeh, shallow depth of field anime character, aspect ratio 16:9. And we get the shallow depth of field really took over with these. This almost looks like miniature photography with like a tilt shift lens, but like it looks like game board pieces. Still kind of a cool starting point. That's enough for me to want to keep playing with like these three ones. So I didn't do the second one, but the first, the third, and the fourth, just to see what I get. Keep doing that, keep refining, see what happens. This one's actually giving me a face, which is interesting. Out of all of these, this face kind of looks the clearest, but I like the lightning, I like the flame in the background, I like this first one. Okay, so I did the first and the fourth, yeah. This one, that's a cool little character, kind of. This one's kind of got two characters going. So yeah, just keep refining it. Bam, the face is getting more clear, but wonky eye. Hey, kind of normal looking face. Little bit wonky eye, not the worst. I like the witch's hat. Probably not the best Noida thumbnail, but I very quickly end up running, like starting out one place and then running down a whole different path. So like, to me, this looks like board game pieces, whatever. Looks like craziness. It's kind of cool to just be able to type in text. So far, this isn't really me modifying what I originally put in too much. I like this one. I like this one. I like this one. I like 1, 3, 4. Yeah. So I did 1 larger, 4 larger, and then different variations on 3. So this probably is 1 large. No. This is one of them larger. I don't know. I'm doing too many things at once, too. Kind of cool. I didn't do anything with this one. Didn't do anything with this one. That one's all right. Only did things with these first 2. I like when they have the characters back to something, kind of. I'm getting way too into this one thing. I didn't realize how many versions of these I did. Okay, so then this is first time I try modifying it, was since it did show that face pretty clearly. I didn't give enough image weight. I tried throwing in Ana de Armas. I don't know how to say the name. That should be right. With a weight of 2. I think the default weight is 0.5. It might be 1. But heavily weighted so that we throw in that actress as my character. Did the same thing. Why did this one turn out slightly better? I thought I gave it different weights. Oh, I took away the weight. So it's not as focused on getting that actress in there, which we can kind of see. It didn't do it here. I don't know what it's doing here. This one I like a lot, but it's not really doing my Noida thing anymore. This one's okay. So this is me making these 3 larger. Oh, I thought it was... And then I don't know what happened here. Oh, I tried a whole new command. You can tell if it's not starting with an image, then it's a fresh command. So I tried Noida bouncy wizard, more focus on wizard. Little wizard man, little bouncy wizard, cloaked character, anime. I wanted more focus on the character, and I failed that completely. Still refining that one with the person a little bit, although I stopped. I could do you two here. That one looks decent. The face isn't great, but kind of interesting. And then the latest one is this same exact command, just giving weights to things. So first try, I just get a bunch of abstract, squiggly, who knows. But by giving it some weights, so more weight towards Noida, more towards bouncy wizard, more towards cloak, cave, dark blue, underground, and fire, we end up getting, so this is a cave. I do have some blue. We do seem to have a cloaked figure kind of. Same here. This one's not really a cave. Not really a cave. And the other thing you can do is you can just hit this and it'll rerun the same exact command. So yeah, you can go through, put weights on things, learn what terms the game does, or the program does well with. Putting tons of commands like this probably doesn't work super well, but I'm still testing things. This is a much more simple one. I'm just playing with cute anime robot. And I'm playing with seeds and chaos a little bit just to see how those commands affect things. Seed makes it so that everything uses the same seed. So I should end up with pretty much the same thing each time, except it'll vary based on what things I supply it, basically. What is the difference between these two? It's the starting image. No, same starting image. What did I do here? Why did I run two of the same, and why is one grainier than the other? I like this one more. I'm not even sure. I like this little robot that it gave. The little head tilt is kind of cool. That one I like a lot. For very little input, it can create pretty cool things. So before this, I was playing with a fox. All right, so yeah, cute anime robot is where I started, with it having a slightly vertical aspect ratio with a set seed so that hopefully I could see what doing 3 different versions of the same command would output. So the first one output these. I would say this one, and this one are all interesting. I didn't do anything with the little girl. Huh. I thought I did. Weird. Oh no, I did with a different one, I guess. That one's kind of cool. This one I like. So I just did something with 4 here. This is adding in chaos, which is basically telling the program, like, you can do a little bit of randomness beyond what I put in here. I don't know what stylize means exactly. It seems to be similar to chaos, where it just does its own thing. Stylize 20,000 was too high to use. I still don't know what scales to use for a lot of these things. Like sometimes it wants a 1 or a 2 for the value. Sometimes it wants like 10,000. But 7,500 seems reasonable. So this takes my original with the same seed, this, turns it into this, which this one's pretty cool. This one's pretty cool. U2 and U3. You go in, you blow up that one, just off of 3 terms, creating this. I mean, that's not exactly what I would have been going for, but that's pretty cool. You can make variations on it. Same with this one. I like this little robot. That one's okay, but I'd really want some variations on that. For these, I said U2 was my favorite, even though it has kind of weird eyes. I like the background thing. For this one, top left is easy winner in my mind. So if I wanted at some point, I could remove the stylize from this so that it stops like adding creativity and just starts refining the image. I like when robots start getting a little bit of expression, so I like these eyes a bit, but this one just feels pretty solid. Oh, I guess I messed with like all 3 of those. I do like this little robot a lot. This one to me shows tons of promise. I will keep refining that. Same with this. Yeah. What did we do in here? Right, I reran that same command. Do I have anything I could use as a thumbnail yet? This one, kind of, maybe? I don't know. It needs to be darker. I have dark ambiance and dark atmosphere in there. I could give more weight to those terms and supply it with this 3rd image. See what that does. We looked at the corgi, looked at the logo. Oh yeah, and just doing more with corgi. Terminator corgi. Wow, with more weight on corgi. It's supposed to be in a city. These kind of gave me a city. I like this. I don't know why. I like out of focus elements, but I don't know what you would ever tell it to say, like, subject not in the center of the frame and out of focus. It just does it sometimes. I didn't even give this a stylize or anything. I don't know. But yeah, one thing you can do, add server, create my own. For me and my friends. Project AI YT create. So you can just do all of this in your DMs with the bot. Wow, I was trying tattooed model, whatever. I was trying with the squid logo. I ended up liking this one and this one quite a bit. I'm afraid to scroll up. I was trying all kinds of things. Randomness. So that's one way to do it, but there's no good way to organize in the DMs with the bot. So the better solution in my mind is to create a channel. You go over to the Midjourney Discord server, you click their bot, you right click it. Wait, how do I invite you? Oh, add to server, not right click, just normal click. Select a server. We just did Project AI YT. Continue. It can do all the things. I authorize it. I'm human. We need to click airplanes. We can do that. Thought it was going to reject me. Failed the video game. All right. Now, I just created a server. We come in here, text channels. Midjourney. We'll do emoji. Create channel. And this, just in my mind, this lets you organize things so much better. So the bot is over here. Imagine. Emoji. Bam. That's it. It's waiting to start. Again, you could switch over to fast mode. All you do is hit fast. Oops. Done. Note that once you exhaust your fast hours, they start billing you to do fast stuff. So really, I mean, I have a lot of fast hours. This would be my first one. Imagine. Cthulhu. Emoji. Anime. Style. Wow. We'll see if, because this is fast, it beats my relax mode one. We'll go back to relax though, just so that I'm not using up all of my fast time. But yes, it goes much quicker than the relax one. Not looking like Cthulhu yet, but I believe in it. Maybe I should have supplied it a color. No, green is good for Cthulhu. Okay. It's coming along. Ye of little faith. I should have believed in it. %77 done. It's interesting to me that you can click it while it's like partially through generating, and you can still come over to the larger version of it. Now I can't go to that version. Sad thing is, I don't like any of these too much. This top left one's okay. What are... Oh no, this first one, I just told it emoji. I didn't say Cthulhu. Like, what are these? These aren't even close to what I wanted. All right, for just emoji, these are all fine. But yeah, you could go through, do this one again. Ooh, interesting that it copied it in fast mode, even though I'm in relaxed when I said to redo it. That's good to note. Yeah, not feeling any of these. They're all right, but it seems like it's most important to get one that you like as a starting point. Oh, I should have typed style correctly. Probably. You can do up arrow. Okay, never mind, I can't. Imagine. Cthulhu. Emoji. Anime style. So yeah, you can do that, then you can go off and do other things. You can browse the Midjourney stuff. You can also take these as a starting point. We'll do that in a second. You can come through here, go to help and FAQ. The user manual is super helpful for learning what the commands are and how they work a bit. So image weight. The only thing I don't like is it doesn't tell me like what the scale is, but it seems like this is one where it's between like 0 and 1 maybe. Maybe. Maybe it's higher than that though. I could do fast just to create images more quickly. I haven't done that yet. Maybe I should. Yeah, there's just a bunch of stuff you can do. Knowing how these things work seems really helpful. Observing what people who are really good at generating things do, that seems really cool. Go back. We can check out styles, and you could say in the style of whichever artist. It seems to work with some that aren't listed here too, especially famous artists, or in the style of like the Great Wave or whatever of the name of an artwork. And it seems like it knows that, but not always. So yeah, if we go back to community feed, I like whenever they have something that looks kind of realistic. That's kind of cool. What am I looking at right now? We're looking at hot. Let's look at top. The best ones. So, what one do I want to modify? I like this. So let's go to this. I've never tried this. Copy prompt, copy command. Probably copy prompt. Come back over here. Hey, these ones are way better in my mind. This one looks a bit like a sticker. I like that one. I like this one. So yeah, I would do variations on 2 and 3. For these, I don't know how I feel. Kind of like that one. We could do variations on 1. So let those generate, and you can queue up to like 10 things at once. So you queue up like 10, go do something else, come back, things finish, create a new channel. Testing. Come here. Do imagine. Holy. Okay. So yeah, in order to get this, they were probably supplying it lots of stuff beyond just that and like refining it. But you can tell, like, I don't even know what these names are. These must be the names of artists. They didn't put any weights to anything, which is interesting. Trending on this, I don't even know. Okay. Apparently it worked. That's a long thing. I'm curious how longer sentences work instead of just single words. She stands in a dark cyberpunk city. I like that a bit. It's not super dark, but there's so many things competing. Now I'm curious just to see. I've looked at some commands, but not like, yeah, this one looks a lot more like something that I could come up with. Okay, I was going to say, I haven't seen any that were quite as long as that one. This makes sense to me, kind of. Interesting that they have denoise, and to me, this looks kind of grainy. Maybe just because it has that glow. It's not really grainy, but... Curious what they do to make it look hyper-realistic. Octane render. Yeah, and Unreal Engine. I'm guessing these are what make this look like a realistic type thing. Rim light, I should use more. That should be putting like an edge light, kind of. More of a thing with people than with objects. Like rim light would benefit this one just to give some background separation. There's a lot of glowing, lots of glowing stuff. But yeah, come through. You could do other things completely unrelated to this. Somebody else is creating Cthulhu stickers too. They need to chill. Testing, that's where I was. This still hasn't gone yet, but my job has started, so that's good. It's waiting to start, it lies. But while that's going, we did get our variations for some of... So I do have 3 things going, kind of. I guess this one's... No, these are all done. And eventually all of these messages will disappear on their own, but you can just click to dismiss them too, to get the feed to look cleaner and easier to scroll back up and see what you were doing. But yeah, this has been my latest obsession. Is just sitting here, hanging out, watching videos, whatever, browsing through way too much of their stuff, and then trying to create my own and sticking with a single image for way too long instead of like creating a new fresh one is once you start going down a path, like, where's that Noida one? I should just keep re-rolling this basically until I find something very cool. But some of these show enough potential that I'm like, that's kind of cool. I like that a bit. Maybe I could turn that into something. These top 2, they're kind of cool. This is how it feels to play Noida. There's like flaming liquids surrounding me. Am I covered with oil right now? Who knows? I should have wand in there. Wizard with a wand. I want to see how this testing one turns out. Still waiting to start. Right, I did generate one in here. I don't know how to generate or how to jump to my message. One of the problems of doing it in the free channel, I don't think I'll ever find that one I did. 1048. So I don't even remember when that was. 1044, we've gone up 4 minutes. This one's pretty cool. I like that. It's not the best at putting text in there. Futuristic room with Travis Scott twins looking at poster written Wonder Gang on poster very detailed. So they didn't even put like hyper realistic or anything about glowing or anything cyberpunk, and it still generated that. But it is going off of this one, which is going off of this one, which is going off of this one, which is going off of this one, and this was the original. Okay, it did pretty good with the text here. Wow, that's surprisingly decent for like a first starting point. Like, these are poster... Yeah. I'm constantly surprised by how well this thing does. Continually surprised? I don't know. I like being able to click through and see what people are doing, how they're getting them to evolve. Me. There's a lot of variation in me. But one of my favorite things is coming through, finding somebody who creates something really cool, and then just clicking through to see how many things, how deep it goes for finding it. I guess you can't do that in this room. Is that only in the newbie rooms that I can do that? I haven't really played with this since I subscribed. This one's super long command. The aspect ratio on this, 9:21, is an interesting choice. I'm not going to be able to say that name. Guillermo del Toro. There we go. The director. So they are doing weights. Mobius and Brahm. I don't know what a bunch of these things are. Concept art, that's a term that I could start throwing in mine. You kind of start picking up on, you're like, okay, so I do like dark mood a bit. Low angle, misspelled, but low angle view would be helpful for a bunch of mine. Yeah, seeing what other people are doing, highly recommended. Go to abstract. There's craziness going on in here. I think there are a bunch more channels. Yeah, I've never even checked out these. But instead of creating your own server, you could probably come over to these because there's only like 3 people in each room. And find one that's pretty empty. It's just, why not just create your own and do it here? Okay, so in the feed, what was the one that we stole this from? We stole from this one, borrowed. I mean, it's an AI generating the art. Kind of cool. I like that first one a lot. You could upscale it. You can do variations of it. It'll take some time. But yeah, eventually you could get to something pretty cool. And you could decide which of these things could be removed. I don't know what a lot of these things mean. I don't know what White Fox is. I don't know what like any of these things are. I know what Genshin Impact is, kind of. I've heard the term. That one's going much quicker, 37%. Relaxed mode seems kind of random. Sometimes it goes very quick, sometimes it goes very slow. But overall, in my mind, this is totally worth, at the very least, going in, playing around with the free version, using up your 25 images, and just seeing how you feel about it. Except it is a huge time sink. And I totally think it's worth the $30 a month just to play with. I've seen cool like CD covers, book covers, movie posters, all kinds. Stickers seem easy. I'm trying right now to see if I can convert some things over to be like merch designs, just as a fun to try it type project. I've seen a bunch of like 3D heart type renders like that. Dragon Eye seems cool. This is similar to that pink Girl in the City. Blade Runner style makes sense. I like this, that it has like the fake shallow depth of field. They didn't even say anything in these terms to make that blurred out on the sides. Huh. Wonder if Hyper Realistic did it. Cute baby Cthulhu splashing in the ocean. I like that. So yeah, one of the first things I made was tried making a kitten, threw it on an Amazon shirt. We got it under brand Project AI. We'll see how that goes. I'm trying, Amazon's not the best site to try and throw like a whole bunch of random designs on. I'm very limited in how much I can put up on here, but I'm gonna try on other sites, creating some products. We'll see what they look like, how they do. I'm not expecting much, more just playing around with it for fun. But who knows? If I'm spending tons of time on this, maybe I can create cool things. Like that's a cool little sticker design. They did put sticker in there. Ideally, if you're trying to make a real sticker, you don't want to put sticker in here because you don't want it. You just want it to be like a flat 2D on white background illustration. Ideally. This makes me think of Everything Everywhere All at Once, the world's saddest rock. Why is it so sad? I haven't considered putting emojis in here. How does it handle emojis? Especially, oh, it probably just takes the text. I was gonna say, what does it do with custom emojis? Can I take my one from my other server? No, I can't. If we just, or what if we do smiling imp? Let's do that. Ideally, I wouldn't start mixing in different commands for like a different series of images in the same channel, just because things get mixed up very quick. Just, it's worth keeping them separated and organized, unless you're just working on one thing at a time. But if you like to jump around at all, I think it's worth just creating a bunch of channels. You could probably delete them after, I don't even know. Let's see what happens with this emoji. It's looking like this is going to be a face. This might be more zoomed out person. Oh yeah, we can see it here. Silhouette of a zoomed out person. This one looks like an imp. This looks like a demon woman. This looks like an inverse silhouette of something. Inverted silhouette. Huh. Darn. I might end up really liking these. For how simple the command is. Like, okay, that one's kind of cool, that one's kind of cool, that one's all right. Interesting. I would refine these more, which is where I would end up with two different things in one channel, is when I say, I want to see variations on that and that and that. We'll do all of them. So now we're supplying it this image. So image with prompt 1 with that emoji as the text. So I could do the same thing by copying the link address. Imagine putting that in there, and now I could give it different text. So what is that? That's a face. So that's where I could put in Penelope Cruz. Do I want to give more weight to one over the other? We'll give it some image weight. 2. I still don't know if 2 is a number that means anything. Just putting the demon thing in there, the imp thing in there again, has refined it to go less human, kind of. I like this one. Interesting. I'm always curious how it'll do throwing in a real person. I have no idea what kind of like copyright concerns there are with doing anything with real people's faces or likenesses. No idea on that one. I like this blue eyes just to give it a little bit of contrast. Don't love the nose. The split lip is a little bit too much. I like this first one. I would like this one, except it has like the eyes rolled. But doing variations, it might give me different eyes. So I'm guessing if you just keep re-rolling this with the imp, it'll just start looking more and more imp-like the more variations I do. But maybe not. This makes me think like album cover for some reason. A little bit, not like all on its own. This is the one that I actually want to see. All that because I saw somebody used emojis in theirs. And it shouldn't do anything with like adult content too much, but it's the internet. People are going to try and make it do things like that. Always. Cyberpunk monkey. It's a very simple Command. Character design, Dark Priest, Green Lightning, Black Halo, Evil, Power, Green Mist, Scary, Photorealistic, Unreal Engine, Hellish Background. I would say it got like all of those except for Hellish Background. But you're mixing in Mist with, like, there's so much that it is getting. I was thinking Harry Potter Death Eaters for some reason, with Japanese mixed in there. Dementors from Harry Potter. Okay. Not really Dementors, but good try. Chinese neon signs. Okay. Restaurant, dark mood. That does give me Harry Potter vibes a bit. Like, the more I browse, the more I just want to try things. Like, oh, just simple little art like that. Or 2D things seem kind of cool. Like, some of these seem doable. Other ones, like, I don't even know how they managed to get that to look that way. Like, they must have just refined a million times. Cute and funny, rainbow fluffy cat by this person. Whoa. Interesting. I'm curious if this artist is even really in Midjourney's like reference thing. I don't know how big of an artist that is. Trend on ArtStation, Vicky Art, hyper-realistic, ultra-detailed, cinematic. I mean, it nailed it. I don't know how much this is like these, but a hyper-realistic version of those, sure. That one looks like a real person. Getting the face to be even seems like the trickiest part. There's usually something screwed up. But these ones are like the top images, so they're not going to be as screwed up as your average. Go to Rising. Do cars. Again, I don't know what the copyright consequences would be, but you can tell this is inspired by a Mustang. It doesn't have any emblems that are actually Mustang. And it's not like a straight up Mustang, but heavily inspired. Again, like with Spider-Man, anybody who views this would immediately be like, that is Spider-Man. This is that one actor. Yeah, Ed Harris. Some of them are easy to identify, which reminds me, we're supposed to be doing Penelope Cruz as a demon. Penelope Cruz. So I would say this one does not look enough like Penelope Cruz for it to be an issue. But if I kept refining it, so now every version of this I do, when I remake it, it will give more weight to the previous version. So it shouldn't change up super dramatically just because I'm giving it image weight. But it should slowly turn it more and more into Penelope Cruz if I just keep rerunning it. Which I would say of these, none of them really look like her, but we'll do variations on 2 and 4. These to me are kind of cool. This looks like a sea of people almost. All of it's just super cool. Okay, top right, bottom right. Okay, a bunch of these are starting to look more and more like Penelope Cruz. I would say this one and this one look... They're giving enough hints, this bottom right one especially, that when I saw that, I would just immediately think that that probably is her. That was based off of this top right. And yeah, not a ton of variation between the images because I gave more weight towards the image being used, which is this image. These are based off of this one. So you get a decent amount of control over what you're doing by giving things weights. You can supply it with 2 images, but you can't tell it which to weight. You can't weight them individually. You can just say the weight of the images. So every time I've tried doing 2 images so far, it hasn't gone super well. This looks like a different actress. So like in my mind, this is when I would take Penelope Cruz off of this one. I don't know what I would add to the term to change it up. I would actually almost just say, so first I would upscale number 2. I think I would just turn it into like an anime character or say hyper realistic or something like that. Or not image weight, imagine. Anime. Do we do vampire? I don't think so. I don't know what, like, how would I want this refined at this point? I don't even know. That's when I could just throw stylize onto there too. We can remove the image weight at that point. I could do chaos. First, we'll just do this and see how that varies with this or with these 4. So we're doing the top right one. Weird, I thought this is based off of that top right one, but now it has long hair. And the eyes are changing up. This one's looking very vampire-like. Is that top right one not what I'm thinking? This does not look like, so we're gonna go to light upscale redo and see if that puts the hair back how it was. Okay, that does look more like this. So I could put short hair in there as one of my commands, because I liked the short hair. Who does this look like? I can't think of her name right now off the top of my head. Jennifer Lawrence, a little bit, mixed with Penelope Cruz, maybe? Something like that. I like this one a lot. Quit messing with it. Give me that, the original. So uplight is to do upscaling with light amount of details, I think. Something like that. It makes it so that there's minimal change between the small version and the large version, in theory. And it did finish. I do like this one more than this one. Plus, the uplight ones seem to render quicker. So you could sit there and refine it a bunch and then go back to doing a detailed upscale once you get closer to what you want. So this was me getting rid of the image weight, so now I think it's only a 0.25 to the image weight. Basing it off of this one and just telling it anime hyper realistic. So the reference image almost has no weight at that point. But it tells it that we want this to be a female character, I'm guessing. Interesting. Yeah, still figuring things out. We're up to an hour of me rambling on about my latest addiction. But yeah, if anyone's interested in seeing more or hearing more, probably not. I'm assuming not. If anybody wants to share anything that they create, Maybe I'll figure out a good way to do that, because I'd like to be able to check out stuff that other people do with this, interact with people a bit. I think it's super cool. But yeah, for now, that does it for this video. If you watched the whole thing, you are awesome. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.